The Florida Highway Patrol says an off-duty Escambia County deputy was behind the wheel when his vehicle hit and killed two 20-year-old pedestrians early Saturday morning on Perdido Key Drive. The troopers say the deputy was driving home from an off-duty job and he was in an unmarked patrol car at the time. Our Hannah James joining us now live. And Hannah, what can you tell us about the two people killed?
Well, Bob, earlier this afternoon when we first came out to this scene, I spoke with one of the friends of the victims. They identified the two pedestrians as Nicole Moore and Jackson Cunningham. Both were 20 years old and they were from the greater Birmingham area. Now, when we came out here earlier today, I was just surveying the area to see what safety precautions were actually out here on Perdido Key Drive. You can probably tell it's dark. There's also a crosswalk right here behind me. Now, we don't know if they were actually on the crosswalk. However, I'm going to check traffic. It looks like it's rather busy. Coming up after this report, I'm going to show you this light and what it does if you actually activate it. But take a listen to the safety precautions that I spoke with the county commissioner about today, talking about this crash.
People aren't honoring those crosswalks on Perdido Key Drive. They're not honoring them, meaning they're zooming by them.
Saturday night around 3 a.m., two 20-year-olds were hit while crossing Perdido Key Drive. Jackson Cunningham and Nicole Moore were headed towards the beach when an off-duty Escambia County deputy struck them with his unmarked vehicle.
They did not activate the crosswalk lights, so they went across dark. And I think there was an EMS vehicle that was actually en route to another call, and they actually witnessed it. So they noticed that that hadn't been activated.
Stroberger says he has already talked with the Florida Department of Transportation about Perdido Key Drive.
My family was crossing Perdido Key Drive from Bellagio this weekend, the same Saturday, for a barbecue. And when we pushed the button, we didn't finish crossing the road before they went out. So that's might be a problem too.
Those conversations about automated lights on the crosswalks or possibly an overhanging caution sign.
I think it's more than a sign. I think it's going to have to blink too. We're going to have to. I don't know if it needs to replace what's on each end of the road, but I think it could be there to supplement it to give everyone a better idea what's coming up.
He notes also the road is dark and the crosswalks are hard to see. Before the intersection of Perdido Key Drive and River Road, a 2-mile stretch of Perdido Key State Park, no lights or buildings on either side of the 45-mile-per-hour road.
And that was something I've discussed with FDOT. It's essentially more of the reflective taping or painting on the ground there, so that it's not just those, I don't know, dozen or so blinking lights. It's the whole road lights up a little bit better.
Florida Highway Patrol still has not said whether the pedestrians were actually on the crosswalk, but Stroberger says extra safety precautions are not the only solution.
How can we get people to slow down? I think a lot of folks, when they drive through there, they take a quick look, and if you don't see someone, you just zoom by, at whatever the speed limit is, 45, 50 miles an hour they're doing on that. I hope that if they see that blinking, that they'll use a little bit more caution.
Florida Highway Patrol's initial report did not disclose that the driver was a deputy, nor he was traveling in an unmarked vehicle. However, we did reach out to the Escambia County Sheriff's Office, and they tell us that deputy was placed on administrative leave per policy. Now, I'm going to take a look at this traffic, and I do not want to cause any confusion, so I'm waiting till this car can pass. But when I clicked this button earlier to activate the crosswalk like I'm going to do now, you can see half of them are actually not working. Now, that's about 8 out of the 16 lights that are supposed to notify the drivers on this very dark and busy road. They're not even working. Now, the overhead flashing lights on the sides and above are working, but half of them in the ground are not. So we reached out to Stroberger. We did make him aware of this, and he says it's the county that watches or maintains this part of the road, so hopefully there will be a resolution coming up for that. Reporting live on Perdido Key Drive, I'm Hannah James, WEAR News.